Ian from In 30 Minutes Guides. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 drawbacks of solo 401k retirement plans. If this video helps you out, please take a moment to like it and follow me. Let's get started. So I've done quite a few videos on solo 401ks, and I just wanted, even though I like them a lot, I have to admit there are some major drawbacks to them. I'm going to go over the 3 big ones right now in this particular video. And the first one, what we're looking at right here, is the paperwork that I have to fill out every month and send in with a paper check to Fidelity to fund my solo 401k. This is different than a lot of other 401k and retirement plans where it's kind of all automated, it's all online. This is really a paper intensive type of plan. I'm not really sure why they don't allow these contributions to be automated in some way, but Fidelity doesn't let you do it. I have to write a paper check. I have to fill out this form. I have to sign this form as the plan administrator. And then the other thing that I have to do is, because I am a plan administrator, there's other paperwork, bureaucratic requirements for running solo 401k plans. I have to do these, acknowledge or attest to these certain aspects of setting up the plan, and that's a burden that a lot of small business owners don't like to deal with because they already have enough to worry about as a small business operator. So that's reason number one. Reason number two why I don't like solo 401k plans, or I guess you could say the second biggest drawback, is a lot of accountants have no idea how these things work. They have part of the reason is because I think there's a little bit of confusion over the names. The colloquial name is solo 401k. The IRS calls them one participant 401k. Vanguard calls them individual 401k. Fidelity calls them self-employed 401k. I think there's a couple other names for them as well, but there's lots of different names floating around about them. They were only started in the early 2000s, so they haven't been around for a long time. And particularly if the accountant you work with, they got their start in the 1980s or 1990s, they may have never even encountered this before because their clients are using something like a SEP IRA or a simple IRA, and the solo 401k hasn't really gotten onto their radar yet. One thing I had to do when I started my solo 401k, I had to help my accountant get up to speed with these things. And once she understood it, she was like, wow, this is great. So I sent her this page on the IRS website. She had a couple questions about it, and I sent her more documentation from Fidelity as well as the Bogleheads wiki, solo 401k wiki, which explains a lot of the ins and outs of this particular plan and some of the considerations. For instance, if you have another 401k through, like, let's say a regular day job that you're doing and your business is run on the side, there's a maximum contribution for both of the 401ks that you have to pay attention to. And that's outlined on the IRS page. So that's the reason number two. The accountants aren't really familiar with them, and you may have to educate them on how these things work. And then number three, the big problem that I have with the solo 401k is they do restrict your business in certain respects. So a solo 401k, first of all, it's open only to certain types of companies, sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation, including S Corp or C Corp. And very importantly, no full-time employees other than the business owner and a spouse. So this means if you start a solo 401k and it's just you and your spouse, that's great. That's actually the way that my company works. However, I cannot hire somebody else without violating the terms of the solo 401k. And if that were to happen, I'd actually have to I'd have to close down the solo 401k and start up some other sort of plan. So this really restricts businesses to kind of staying small, or let's say they can't use employees, they have to use contractors in some respect, which comes with another burden. So if you're doing a solo 401k, really understand how it will limit the operations of your business, because there's some things you cannot do as an operator of a solo 401k, and that includes hiring employees. This IRS page, they have lots of other issues that you may have to be aware of when you're running a solo 401k. So just be aware of that. Those are the 3 reasons, the 3 drawbacks actually for a solo 401k. If this video helped you out, please take a moment to like it and follow me. And then if you go to in30minutes.com, you can see the many guides we have for technology, for Social Security, for health, for other types of topics available at in30minutes.com. There'll be some links in the show notes as well. Thank you so much for watching.